Empire Issue 2, the second issue of the six-part current Marvel event. And this issue feels set up, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And it does feel like a little bit of like, because it is 6 issues, that it's going to be 3 issues of setup and 3 issues of payoff. I could be wrong, but it just feels like that. And with, like, because what the issue is, essentially it's the two villains, Swordsman and Quinn, who's acting like the I'm Earth's savior, and the Creed and the Creed and the Swirls are coming for us, and I'm the only ones who can protect your Earth, and he's doing the whole thing about come me, join me or get out of my way, and if you try and stop me, I'll kill you as well. See you as an enemy. And it's really well written, really good dialogue. You get set up of who our villains are and the backgrounds of it, and it's so far intriguing enough to be like, okay, let's see how it unfolds and that. But one of the issues I have is because most of this issue is the Avengers are tied up by plants and all that. And you have two villains, like one half of the Avengers is with one half, and the other half is with the other villain, Swordsman. There's a bit of weird, like, wait, how did people say how? Like, Swordsman felt like by the writing and by the writing and the illustration that Hulk, spoiler, She-Hulk or Hulk, Jennifer, breaks out of the vines, and Swordsman's like, oh yeah, you stay, goodbye. That's essentially what felt happen. And I'm like, it looks like, and reads like, I'm like, what the hell is happening? You're trying to convince the villain, you're trying to convince the Avengers, or the heroes to join you, or understand where you're coming from. Having the whole thing of like, oh, they're gone. Okay, Ghostwire and Hulk and Captain Marvel and Black Panther, like they're just gone. They're all gone. They're often, yeah, all that. Okay, it just felt really weird. The stuff that happens at the end, dealing with Captain Marvel and the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four in this feels a bit of a side note, but I assume they'll have a more bit of a part in the other 4 issues. It's basically the main. If you want to ask who's the main character of this issue, it's the villains and Captain Marvel, and it's really interesting. What she's going through in this issue, what happens to her in the issue. And that it's just it's a good issue. It's a good issue, and it's one of those things like let's see how the story plays out, and then we'll get a fuller picture to the point where when we hit issue 6, like knowing the complete story now, it will feel like a complete package. It's set, so yeah, it's good.